as the world watches Saudi Arabia transform at an extraordinary pace, one name dominates global headlines more than any other: Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Known for ambitious economic reforms, massive infrastructure projects, and a vision to reshape the kingdom's future, he has become one of the most influential leaders of the modern era. His every public appearance attracts worldwide attention. Yet, one aspect of his life remains surrounded by curiosity. Unlike many high-profile families who regularly appear on social media or at public events, very little is publicly known about his children. They rarely appear in photographs, most never participate in official ceremonies, and are largely absent from the international spotlight. This has led many people to ask the same question: why are Prince Mohammed bin Salman's children rarely seen in public? The answer is not necessarily mysterious. Instead, it reflects centuries of royal tradition, cultural values, security considerations, and a deeply rooted belief that family life should remain separate from public leadership. To understand this decision, it is important to understand the world in which the Saudi royal family lives. Saudi Arabia is home to one of the world's largest royal families, with thousands of princes and princesses connected through generations of history. For decades, members of the royal family have played important roles in government, diplomacy, business, philanthropy, and national development. Yet despite their public responsibilities, many also maintain a strong tradition of protecting their private family lives. For Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, leadership extends far beyond making speeches or attending international summits. Every day involves meetings with ministers, global investors, military officials, economic advisors, and world leaders. His schedule often begins before sunrise and continues late into the night as he oversees projects designed to diversify Saudi Arabia's economy beyond oil. Massive initiatives such as NEOM, the Red Sea Project, Qiddiya, and Vision 2030 require constant attention. These developments represent investments worth hundreds of billions of dollars and are intended to reshape Saudi Arabia for future generations. With such immense responsibility comes equally significant security concerns. As one of the world's most recognizable political figures, the Crown Prince is protected by highly trained security professionals who carefully coordinate every public appearance, international trip, and official meeting. These measures are not unusual for global leaders, but they become even more important when family members are involved. Children of heads of state and royal families often receive additional privacy because public exposure can increase security risks. By limiting their appearances, families reduce unnecessary attention while allowing children to experience a more stable and protected upbringing. This approach is followed in many countries around the world. Some royal families allow frequent public appearances, while others choose a far more private path. Neither approach is unusual. Instead, each reflects different traditions, cultural expectations, and personal preferences. Inside the royal palaces of Saudi Arabia, life is undoubtedly luxurious, but luxury does not necessarily mean constant publicity. The residences associated with the royal family feature remarkable architecture, elegant Islamic design, expansive gardens, private mosques, state reception halls, and advanced security systems. Every detail combines traditional Arabian craftsmanship with modern engineering. Visitors often describe beautifully carved marble, handcrafted woodwork, intricate geometric patterns, crystal chandeliers, and breathtaking courtyards that reflect centuries of artistic heritage. Despite this extraordinary setting, family life itself remains intentionally private. Meals are often shared together away from cameras. Family celebrations remain largely personal. Religious traditions continue quietly within the home. Children focus on education, personal development, and family values rather than public attention. This separation allows them to grow without facing the constant scrutiny experienced by many celebrity families around the world. Education also plays a central role. Members of royal families are often encouraged to study languages, history, economics, international relations, leadership, and cultural heritage. Alongside academic learning comes an understanding of responsibility, diplomacy, and public service. Rather than preparing for fame, they are prepared for responsibility. This distinction shapes much of their upbringing. International travel forms another important part of royal life. Official visits frequently take the crown prince across Europe, Asia, North America, and the Middle East. During these journeys, discussions focus on investment, technology, renewable energy, security cooperation, and international partnerships. When family members travel, privacy and security remain top priorities. Aircraft used for official travel feature advanced communication systems, secure meeting facilities, comfortable living spaces, and technology designed to support government operations during flight. Even while traveling, official work continues. Meetings are held, documents are reviewed. Economic strategies are discussed. Diplomatic conversations continue. For world leaders, travel is rarely a vacation, it is simply another office in the sky. The Crown Prince's vision for Saudi Arabia has also transformed global perceptions of the kingdom. Vision 2030 aims to create new industries, attract tourism, encourage innovation, expand entertainment, strengthen renewable energy, and generate opportunities for millions of young Saudis. Projects such as NEOM have captured worldwide imagination. Designed as a futuristic region powered by innovation and sustainability, NEOM represents one of the most ambitious urban development projects ever announced. Similarly, developments along the Red Sea seek to establish world-class tourism while protecting natural ecosystems. These projects illustrate a long-term vision, extending decades into the future. Such ambitions inevitably place enormous pressure on national leadership. Maintaining focus requires discipline. Maintaining stability requires careful planning. Maintaining family privacy becomes one way of separating personal life from public responsibility. Beyond government responsibilities, charitable initiatives also receive significant attention. Healthcare, housing, youth development, environmental sustainability, cultural preservation. These priorities reflect broader efforts to improve quality of life across Saudi Arabia. Although individual family members may contribute privately, public attention generally remains centered on official national initiatives rather than personal activities. This reflects another important aspect of royal culture. Duty often comes before publicity. Many observers compare modern celebrity culture with royal life. Celebrities often share daily experiences online. Royal families frequently choose the opposite. Less visibility can provide greater normality. For children, it allows birthdays to remain family occasions, school as experiences to remain private, friendships to develop naturally, personal growth to occur away from worldwide media attention. This philosophy has existed long before social media. Today's digital world simply makes that privacy more difficult to maintain. For this reason, protecting children from unnecessary exposure has become increasingly valuable. The curiosity surrounding Prince Mohammed bin Salman's children is therefore understandable. People naturally wonder about the families of influential leaders, yet, curiosity does not necessarily require complete public access. Sometimes privacy itself reflects responsibility. Throughout history, many great leaders have attempted to protect their fans from constant attention while carrying the weight of national leadership. The balance is never easy. Public expectations continue growing. Media coverage expands globally. Technology connects billions of people instantly. Even so, some boundaries remain important. For the Saudi royal family, preserving those boundaries appears to be part of a broader tradition, emphasizing dignity, respect, security, and family life. Perhaps that is the real reason why so little is publicly known, not because there is a great secret waiting to be discovered, but because some parts of life are intentionally kept private. In an age where nearly everything is shared online, choosing privacy has become increasingly rare. For one of the world's most prominent royal families, that choice may be one of the greatest forms of protection. Not only for today, but for the generations who will one day inherit the responsibility of leadership. And in the end, while the world may continue to admire the kingdom's remarkable transformation, the most enduring legacy of any leader is not measured by headlines or public appearances. It is measured by the values passed to the next generation: integrity, responsibility, education, service, and the wisdom to know that true leadership often begins quietly, far away from the cameras. The reason Saudi Prince Salman's children are hidden from the world. Part 2. Saudi Arabia moves rapidly into a new era. The responsibilities carried by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman continue to expand. Every major investment, diplomatic meeting, economic reform, and national project places him under constant international attention. Cameras follow his public appearances, analysts study his policies, and world leaders seek partnerships with the kingdom. Yet behind this highly visible role exists a private family life that remains largely outside the public eye. This balance between public leadership and private family life is not accidental. For many royal families around the world, privacy is considered an essential part of raising children. While millions of people may recognize the faces of national leaders, their children often grow up away from constant media attention. This approach allows them to enjoy a more normal childhood, while preparing for responsibilities they may one day choose to undertake. In Saudi Arabia, family has always been one of society's strongest values. Respect for parents, respect for elders, faith, education, discipline, these principles often receive greater importance than fame or publicity. Although the Crown Prince regularly appears before international audiences discussing economic transformation, technology, tourism, renewable energy, and diplomacy, his children remain largely outside those public events. Their lives are intentionally separated from political responsibilities. This allows childhood to remain childhood, away from television cameras, away from social media trends, away from endless public discussion. For many observers, this level of privacy appears unusual in today's digital world, but in reality, it reflects a growing trend among high-profile families. Around the globe, many influential leaders have reduced the public exposure of their children. The reason is simple: security, privacy, education, personal development. These priorities often outweigh public curiosity. The Crown Prince's daily routine itself illustrates why this separation becomes necessary. Long before sunrise, teams of advisors prepare detailed reports covering international markets, regional developments, infrastructure projects, economic indicators, and government initiatives. Meetings begin early: cabinet discussions, investment briefings, international phone calls, military updates, economic planning. Every hour follows a carefully organized schedule. While these responsibilities continue, family life remains protected behind the walls of private residences, where cameras rarely enter. Luxury undoubtedly surrounds the Saudi royal family. Magnificent palaces feature elegant Arabian architecture, handcrafted marble interiors, towering arches, intricate Islamic artwork, private gardens, grand reception halls, fountains, libraries, wellness facilities, and state-of-the-art technology. Everything reflects generations of craftsmanship blended with modern engineering. However, these residences function as homes first. Not museums, not tourist attractions, not public stages. Within these private spaces, family traditions continue quietly. Religious celebrations, family dinners, conversations between generations, children learning history from their parents and grandparents. Moments that remain meaningful precisely because they are private. Education remains another cornerstone of royal life. Children within royal families are encouraged to study not only academic subjects but also leadership, diplomacy, languages, economics, international affairs, Islamic history, and cultural heritage. The objective is not celebrity, the objective is preparation. Preparation for responsibility, preparation for service, preparation for representing their country with dignity if they eventually choose public roles. Outside education, the Crown Prince's Vision 2030 continues reshaping Saudi Arabia faster than many imagined possible. Entire cities are being planned. Tourism is expanding, renewable energy projects are growing, technology investments continue increasing. Entertainment industries are developing. International sporting events now attract worldwide attention. Historic sites welcome millions of visitors. The kingdom is investing heavily in innovation while preserving its cultural identity. One of the most remarkable projects is NEOM. Designed as a futuristic region emphasizing sustainability, advanced technology, artificial intelligence, and renewable energy, NEOM has become one of the world's most ambitious development projects. Nearby, The Red Sea Project combines luxury tourism with environmental conservation, seeking to protect marine ecosystems while creating new economic opportunities. Such developments require enormous leadership, not negotiations with international investors. Coordination between ministries, planning, environmental studies, financial oversight. Every decision shapes Saudi Arabia's future. Behind every announcement are thousands of professionals working towards shared national goals. For the Crown Prince, this means public duty occupies much of his daily life. Keeping family members private allows them to remain outside that demanding environment. Security also cannot be overlooked. As one of the world's most recognized leaders, every public movement requires careful planning. Specialized security teams coordinate transportation, venues, communications, and emergency procedures. These measures are common for heads of state across the world. Protecting family members follows the same principle. Less public exposure generally means fewer security concerns. It also provides greater peace of mind for parents. Many people associate royal life only with luxury. Luxury certainly exists. Official aircraft, state residences, luxury vehicles, formal receptions, international diplomacy. But these visible symbols represent only a small part of royal responsibility. Much of leadership happens behind closed doors, reviewing reports, meeting advisors, discussing legislation, planning long-term economic strategies, responding to international developments, solving complex national challenges. These responsibilities require patience, discipline, and constant attention. They also explain why family privacy becomes increasingly valuable. While the world discusses billion-dollar investments and futuristic megaprojects, children deserve opportunities to study, grow, build friendships, and enjoy everyday experiences away from international headlines. This philosophy is neither unusual nor unique. It reflects an understanding that public leadership and private family life do not always need to overlap. Throughout history, royal families have adapted to changing societies while preserving certain traditions. Modern technology has changed communication. Social media has changed public expectations. 24-hour news has changed global awareness. Yet some traditions remain remarkably consistent. Family remains protected. Children remain private. Education remains central. Responsibility remains the highest priority. For the Saudi royal family, these principles continue shaping daily life. The fascination surrounding Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman will almost certainly continue for many years. His economic reforms, his international diplomacy, his infrastructure projects, his modernization initiatives, his role in shaping Saudi Arabia's future, these topics naturally attract worldwide attention. But curiosity about private family life should also for all be balanced with respect for personal boundaries. Ultimately, the limited public visibility of his children should not automatically be viewed as evidence of secrecy. Instead, it can be understood as a conscious decision to protect childhood, preserve privacy, and separate personal family life from public office. In today's world, where almost every moment can become international news within seconds, choosing privacy may be one of the greatest luxuries available. It allows families to create memories beyond cameras, to celebrate milestones quietly, to learn without constant observation, to grow with confidence rather than public pressure. As Saudi Arabia continues moving toward the future envisioned by Vision 2030, new opportunities will undoubtedly emerge, technology will evolve, cities will expand, businesses will grow, international partnerships will strengthen. The kingdom's global influence may continue increasing. Yet beyond economic progress and architectural achievements, lies something equally important. Legacy. Every leader hopes to leave behind more than successful projects. They hope to leave behind strong institutions, a prosperous nation, future generations prepared for responsibility, values that endure beyond political office. Whether or not the children of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman eventually assume public roles is something only time will reveal. What remains clear today is that they are being raised largely outside the world's spotlight, allowing them the space to develop privately while their father carries one of the most demanding leadership roles in the modern world, and perhaps that is the true answer to the question so many people ask. The reason they are rarely seen is not because they are hidden by mystery. It is because privacy, security, family values, and responsible parenting remain priorities even within one of the world's most influential, royal families. In the end, history often remembers leaders for the nations they build, the opportunities they create, and the futures they shape. But the greatest legacy any parent can leave is not found in palaces, wealth, or global influence. It is found in the character, education, and values passed on to the next generation, and sometimes those values grow best away from the cameras, far from the headlines, and quietly, behind the doors of home.